job. That was so good.
The Meredith Autism Program was the single best thing that happened to our son in his early development.
I'm confident at MAP they're giving him the opportunity to learn the skills he's going to need to be successful.
I chose to participate in the Meredith Autism Program because I knew that this was the only place in the nation that I, as an undergraduate, would get the chance to work one-on-one with children who had autism. This is the reason I came to Meredith.
I use what I learned in MAP every single day. It's really the foundation for my practice as a therapist and as a team leader.
The Meredith Autism Program, or MAP, is an intensive early intervention program for children diagnosed on the autism spectrum. MAP provides teaching at the facility as well as training for the families in their homes and community.
When my son was diagnosed with autism about a month before his 3rd birthday, his behavioral pediatrician recommended he start receiving 25 to 30 hours of ABA therapy per week for 48 weeks out of the year.
So we started looking around, and basically Meredith was the only program around that offered ABA.
And it became really clear that ABA was the only thing for which there was any semblance of peer-reviewed, robust, randomized trial evidence. And the data is pretty clear that the sooner you begin intervening, the better.
MAP uses discrete trial teaching to teach concepts to children with autism that they're unable to learn from their environment. So we break these concepts into their very basic components and build to teach higher level concepts.
Build this.
They have a treatment plan that's specific to the child. They are really focused on what he can do, and he loves numbers and letters, and so they kind of tailor some of his programs around what motivates him. He's still nonverbal, but they've taught him how to communicate with an iPad, and he uses a special app to ask for what he wants in terms of food and drink and what he wants to play with. And this has helped a great deal. It's really improved his frustration level. It's given him a means to really interact and communicate with us.
But with our son, he started out, he couldn't speak at all, and he basically learned everything in life,
Exactly.
He had to learn through ABA.
MAP focuses on taking what the children have learned in the classroom and making it functional for everyday life. And MAP also helps transition these children into future educational settings.
He's now in a regular ed classroom for over half the day, and he takes part in math and reading and language and social studies. He has come a long way, and I don't think he would have ever made it this far without, his start.
Not a chance.
One of the most unique things about MAP is that we use undergraduate students at Meredith College to provide the one-on-one teaching for the children.
When I worked for the autism program, I really found myself loving every day. It was impactful in terms of my self-esteem and then thinking about my future.
As a psych major, it's been an interesting experience for me to learn in class about different therapies, and then to come to MAP and to have that practical component adds a dimension to my psychology degree that you definitely do not get at any other school.
MAP was my first clinical experience, and the opportunity to have a clinical experience before you graduate is pretty spectacular. I was really the only person in graduate school that had worked with any type of population.
I've been really impressed with the maturity and the expertise in the Meredith College students, and I know they make a big difference in Brody's development. And if my son can play a small role in their education about autism, that's very rewarding for me. So I think maybe he touches their lives just as much as they touch his.
Being able to see these families' interactions and to see that we are making a difference every day, and how being at MAP is really changing lives.